The Game Awards are just a few short days away, and we could not be more excited to watch Xenoblade Chronicles 3 lose to Stray for Game of the Year.
Hey, this sucks! This just sucks!
Joking aside, the Game Awards are a fun time of year to celebrate gaming while also getting excited over new game trailers and announcements. The question we have now is, what can we expect from Nintendo at this year's show? But first we have to ask if Nintendo will be at the Game Awards at all. Obviously a representative or developer will show up to accept any awards, like how Reggie and Doug Bowser have done in prior shows, but that's not what we're talking about today. Instead, everyone wants to know how many world premieres Nintendo may present here, whether it be a new trailer for an upcoming game or a new game announcement entirely. After all, Nintendo dominated the Game Awards at the inaugural event back in 2014, where they had multiple segments promoting Super Mario Maker, codenamed Steam, and then closed the show with the first ever demo of Zelda Wii U, now better known as Breath of the Wild. Although Nintendo largely sat out in 2015, aside from a lovely dedication to the late president Satoru Iwata, they returned in subsequent years with fewer but still impactful reveals, like a new trailer and demo for Breath of the Wild in 2016, the reveal of Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Switch, along with Bayonetta 3 and the Champion's Ballad DLC in 2017, and then a surprise announcement of Joker coming to Smash Bros. In 2018, along with the reveal of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which was a Switch exclusive. Nintendo was on a hot streak with the Game Awards, but that seemed to slow down in 2019's show, where they only announced Bravely Default 2 and had a small pre-show teaser for No More Heroes 3. In 2020, they revealed Sephiroth for Smash Ultimate, which was hype, but in 2021, they did literally nothing. Their presence at the Game Awards seems to have dwindled in the last few years, with fewer and smaller announcements, especially as it seems like they're keen on saving their big reveals for their own Nintendo Directs. But it is possible 2021 was just an exception rather than a new trend, considering the industry was still feeling the effects of the pandemic, but with a world premiere presence at 6 out of the 8 shows so far, it's kinda a safe bet they'll be returning in some form, even if it's not a guarantee. And assuming they do return for 2022, how many world premieres could they bring? Well, we have crunched the numbers and explored every possibility, and Nintendo on average has brought a grand total of 1.375 reveals to each show across its 8 years. Now, the first few years are definitely doing some heavy lifting there, with a peak of 3 announcements for a couple of years, but the past 4 have been a different story, where Nintendo has only brought 1 reveal at most, and even less than that for 1 year as we mentioned, making for an average of 0.75 world premieres per show, which might be an unfortunate sign of things to come. But with Nintendo having plenty of reasons to potentially appear at 2022's show, let's run down some of the most likely options. Of course, the number one game we want to see is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And unless the game gets delayed to high heaven, this is the last possible Game Awards it could show up in before its release in May 2023. It makes sense for it to appear at the Game Awards too, because Breath of the Wild had numerous showcases there, 3 to be exact. A demo in 2014, another demo with a trailer in 2016, and an epic reveal of the Champion's Ballad DLC in 2017 with a release date of that night. Not to mention Breath of the Wild swept the floor with the awards then, even winning the coveted Game of the Year. Basically, Zelda and the Game Awards go together like peanut butter and chocolate, and we'd love to see this combo again this year, for tradition's sake, you know? And for that, we think a surprise trailer for Tears of the Kingdom is likely. Now, the next one we're thinking is the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We honestly thought this would be a prime candidate for a new trailer at the Game Awards, since Sonic the Hedgehog 2 premiered at last year's show. But instead, Nintendo shocked us with the official trailer this week. Guess that means we won't see anything at the Game Awards, right? Oh, come on, Jeff Keighley loves movies, and he always finds a way to tie them into the show, either by getting the Fast and the Furious cast to mispronounce Tekken, or displaying how cool The Matrix looks in Unreal Engine 5. When there's a Jeff, there's a way, and at the very least, we'll see a cast member of the film take the stage to announce the winner of Best Performance, or better yet, Jack Black will do a Bowser bit or sing a song. We can only dream. But we're willing to bet that the Mario movie will be there in some capacity, even if it's just a brief 30-second segment, making its presence at the Game Awards highly likely. Now, of course, there are still other games on Nintendo's 2023 lineup they could show, such as Fire Emblem Engage, which is releasing next month. However, this might not be an exciting candidate for a Game Awards showing, as we already know a lot about it already, but if Nintendo wants to give it a marketing push right before its January release, then the Game Awards could be a place to do it, making it somewhat likely to appear at the show. However, given that the Game Awards has a massive online audience every year, wouldn't it behoove Nintendo to promote one of their franchises that don't have huge sales? You know where I'm going with this. Metroid, baby. Yeah, sure. Metroid Dread did really well for the franchise in sales, but it could always use more of a push, and the Game Awards is the best place to do that. Whether it be to show an actual trailer for Metroid Prime 4, or finally reveal that Metroid Prime remaster that's been rumored for years now. Honestly, I just want it revealed. We gotta stop with the rumors already. Let's reveal this puppy. And whether any of these games are shown at the Game Awards, it's hard to say, as Metroid Prime 4 is likely still a year or two off, and maybe Nintendo would want to reveal a Prime remaster in a Direct, assuming it's even real. Truthfully, we've just learned to not hold our breath when it comes to anything Metroid related anywhere, so we deem it highly unlikely to appear. We'd sooner get a Pikmin 4 reveal here. Oh, wait a second. Pikmin 4 is real now. Sorry, we're still getting used to that, but you know, that would actually be another cool game to see at the show. Besides, we only got a glimpse of it during the September Direct, and Pikmin is another franchise that would benefit from being exposed to the huge audience watching the Game Awards. Miyamoto could even take the stage and joke about how he said this game was almost done in 2015. That'll never happen, but we can dream. Still, the fact that it has a release window unlike Metroid Prime 4 makes it more likely, but still unlikely to show up at the Game Awards. It's potentially way too far out to premiere a new trailer at this point, and Nintendo might want to save that for a Direct. However, there is another game on Nintendo's 2023 lineup for February, and that is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, a remake of the 2011 Wii game. Look, I will make this quick. There is no way Nintendo is going to spend valuable Game Awards time on a remake of Return to Dreamland. It's already gonna sell gangbusters anyway on account of it being Kirby, and it's not exactly riveting in comparison to the Forgotten Land, which brought the pink puffball into 3D. Not to mention, Nintendo has not previously shown 2D platformers at the Game Awards before, unless you count Tropical Freeze at Spike TV's VGX, which everyone, including Jeff Keighley, wants to forget. This is why we believe it is highly unlikely that Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe will be at the Game Awards. But finally, there is another possibility, and that is a completely new game announcement of something we previously knew nothing about. Imagine Doug Bowser taking the stage and announcing Stun Race FX2. I can see Andre's reaction now.
Yeah. Oh!
But let's be realistic for a second. By looking back at previous Game Awards shows, did Nintendo ever make a brand new announcement? Okay, well, they actually did a few times. So the Bayonetta 1 and 2 Switch ports, the Bayonetta 3, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Bravely Default 2, and even though these are Nintendo-published games, they're not exactly Nintendo IPs. With that in mind, we don't see Nintendo revealing the likes of a new Mario, Star Fox, or F-Zero at the Game Awards, simply because they've never really done that there before. However, nothing is impossible, so we're gonna rate the chances of this as extremely unlikely. So Nintendo making a huge announcement at the Game Awards. It's uncertain, but we hope they do because most of their 2023 lineup remains a mystery. Heck, the release schedule on their website only shows 4 games: Fire Emblem Engage, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Zelda, and Pikmin 4. And we don't even know when Advance Wars Reboot Camp is coming out. Chances are we'll know way more by a February Nintendo Direct, but if we just got a little more during the Game Awards, we would greatly appreciate it. So, do you think we'll see anything from Nintendo during the show? And if so, what do you think it will be? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, goodbye.